when you think about business development, it's not just about sales, it's about developing a business that fits you, that fits your lifestyle, that fits what you like to do, what you want to do. And if you'll let go of well, it has to be done this way, a lot more good can happen. It's our beliefs that hold us back. So it's how you set your sails. So when I was like 8 to 12 years old, this was before my parents got a divorce, my dad had a tiny sailboat, and I was the only kid that would go sailing with him out of 5 kids, and my mother would stay home with the other 4. And we would go for week-long sailing trips down the Chesapeake River. And I learned how to sail on those trips. And the thing about a sailboat, my dad always loved sailboats because he said motorboats are like driving a car, and he said, I drive to work every day. I don't want to do that when I'm on my boat, right? So when you're sailing is a lot different than a motorboat in the sense that you're constantly adjusting based on the wind, and the wind is always shifting because you go around a certain corner of a land, like how close you are to land, what other things are in the water. Wind can be gusty and unpredictable and change. You're always looking at the depth of the water too, because you don't just look at the land and the wind and the angle of the wind, but you also have to know what's going on underneath because you got this keel and you can't ground the boat, so you have to know how to steer. You got to know what's right away. And whenever we would get sailing, I think the thing that my dad enjoyed the most, because I could see it, was when he would be constantly tweaking and adjusting the sails, just a little bit here, a little crank here, a little tighter here, go a little upwind, a little downwind, right? And when you get it just right, have any of you ever been on a sailboat? You know how it just hums. There's just like this, you just get this moment where it just hums. And I think that's where we want to be in our business. And the problem is we're always having to deal with changing conditions. There's always other boats coming, we have to steer around, there's changing wind, depending on the direction, the wind blows a different direction. So we always have to adjust the boat and trim the sails and adjust to what's going on because the wind is always blowing, more or less. It's just a matter of how we are going to set our sails determines how fast we're going to go and where we're going to go. Now, one of the things I want to remind you about coming to boot camp is that there's not value in just giving you templates. And I was a little nervous doing this advanced business development session because there's not a lot of templates. But I kind of figured, when I say templates, like here's a sales letter that you can send out to get more referrals or generate leads, or here's the LinkedIn message to use that's magical and has prospects, connecting with you and wanting to do business with you instantly. So there's not a lot of templates, but I've already given you so many templates. Even everyone in here has the cybersecurity kit. Every one of you, I think most of you have the toolkit. You've got more than enough templates that you're already not using. I didn't want to give you more templates. I wanted to give you more ideas and more strategies of how you can get more out of your business. So the value is not just in templates, but it's also in reminding you what you already know but may not be doing. I love the quote from Samuel Johnson, people need to be reminded more often than they need to be instructed. Because if I sat down with any one of you and I said, tell me how you could grow your business. Tell me how you could increase profits. Tell me how you could get another customer if that was your wish. I know every one of you could come up with at least one way, if not 10. You already know what you need to do. We need to do more of it.